on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Vex.
And I'm Carly.
And we're here to deliver content to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like we always say, ring the bell notification so you can be notified when we're dropping videos just like this.
All right, so this week we are going to be showing some role models in STEM, specifically females and BAME. BAME females, and this is just off the back of what we saw recently with Lewis Hamilton, who launched a project to recruit Black teachers in STEM subjects. So this is looking to recruit 150 Black teachers in science, technology, engineering, and maths. It's a 2-year program in partnership with education charity Teach First. The Hamilton Commission actually found that 2% of teachers in England come from Black backgrounds. Almost half of schools had no racially diverse teachers at all. So we thought this is perfect timing for us to talk about this, because this is one of the key issues in STEM for females, is they do not have enough role models.
Yeah, absolutely. And just some of the figures, so I know that you're going to go into a lot of it, but 5% of all mathematics and statistics students globally are women. Did you know that? So it's like, and this is the thing, so with role models, it's like you need to take it a step back. Like, so with the teachers as well, I think it's fantastic what Lewis Hamilton's doing, but I think, are they addressing the amount of students from that are like of colour as well as women that are applying to study? Because didn't you just say that something about by 15 or something? Do you want to?
Yeah, so I was listening to something earlier, said so the women make up pretty much 50% of the global population, yet only represent 30% of the STEM workforce. However, when you then look at minority women, it's fewer than 1 in 10 who are employed in either like science or engineering. And by the age of 15, what they said is most girls lose confidence in their ability to sit in a STEM position. And by the age of 16, fewer than 25%, if you ask them to draw somebody in one of those areas, would draw a female. It's just seen as male dominated. And like they're saying, it's hard to imagine something you don't see.
Yeah.
So if they're not there, then okay, maybe it's not for me. And because a lot of them, I think they said 74% are interested in it, but then they just, as they get older and they're not seeing it potential as a field, they just start steering away from it.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well, because I think that there are some like positive numbers. For example, there was 18% increase in 2020 of women in STEM board positions. And they actually say that on average, girls outperform boys in science test scores. And then with the enrollment, like what I said earlier, is that in STEM college courses, there's been a rise by 6% yearly. And when you look at women that are in STEM, they're usually studying and working in life sciences than any other STEM fields as well. And then following on from that as well, men are 7 times more likely to feature in STEM roles in TV and film as well. So it's like transcending across everything. Like you said, if there's no representation, then why are you necessarily going to look to go into that field of work? So yeah, I think it's a bit techie.
It is a really good point, actually, because in my team at the moment, like we sit within an engineering team, and a lot of the people in my team kind of say they don't see mums in that position of doing the launches. So yes, there's some females, but they're single or they don't have children. They don't necessarily feel it's a field that they can go into.
And just on that, I saw something, and I can't remember exactly what I saw, but they were saying that long before you've even thought about having kids or whatever, there's no representation. Like, and it's like you're already being deterred from this industry or these industries before you even get going, which is quite an interesting point as well.
So I was looking at stemwomen.co.uk, and they were saying that Black women are more likely to feel like they belong in STEM with access to Black female role models. BAME women, especially Black, are vastly underrepresented in the UK STEM workforce and education, with just 6.2% enrolling. And you've got over 70% of boards and senior execs within top tech firms in the UK do not have BAME members. And then women of BAME only equals 2% of the board of senior execs.
So there were some other stats as well that were saying that women in many STEM industry, including life and physical scientists and engineers, found that even in women-dominated scientific fields, those women have lower pay and rank lower than men, showing gender disparities in STEM. And then it also said that on average, women earn $15,000 less than men a year as well. So I think one of the things as well, because I saw something about some of the challenges that women face, and it's confidence, lack of mentorship, as well as understanding salary as well. So I think these are really key to provide transparency of this industry.
Definitely. And you just mentioned confidence, like I was saying about the 15-year-old girls. They're interested, but that's when they start to lose confidence in, oh, maybe I can't do this because I don't see anyone that looks like me. Like, so actually, no, maybe not. This isn't for me. So yeah, it's interesting. So we thought, what a perfect time, since, loads of the things I've been reading about, they're talking about role models. So what we're going to do is we have from each of the fields, so science, tech, engineering and math, we're just literally going to throw out some names to you of people that you can look for. There's loads more, but there's just a few people we thought we'd share with you.
All right, cool. So the first one that I've got is Katherine Johnson, who was a NASA mathematician. She was the first Black woman to be a NASA scientist by profession, and her story was actually told in the movie Hidden Figures. Have you seen that movie, by the way?
Nope.
Have to go and watch it. It's
really
brilliant.
okay.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So yeah, that's my first
one. So I've got Danielle N Lee. So she's a biologist and outreach scientist who studies animal behavior and works to increase minority participation in STEM fields. So she's passionate about science communication and well known for her science promotion and outreach through social media. She was named as a 2015 TED Fellow and named as one of Ebony Magazine's Power 100 and a White House champion of change in STEM diversity and access. In 2013, she co-founded the National Science and Technology News Service, a media literacy initiative to bring more science news to African American audiences and to promote science news source diversity in mainstream media.
That's awesome. And one thing I just want to say real quick is, like, I think through doing this research, it's not, and this is something that we're finding when we're trying to research. It's not that it's not there. It's just very difficult to find. Like.
Yes. There's a lot of digging, like looking at different hashtags on Instagram and all this type of stuff is not just readily available in your face. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the next one I have is Rana L Kalubi, the CEO of Effectiva, which is an AI and analytics company which has led to voice and facial recognition, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's really cool. My next one in tech is June Angelidus, I think it's pronounced. She's the founder of Mums in Technology, which is there to break down some of the stereotypes in a male-dominated tech industry. Launched in 2015, the company was built on the premise that coding and tech can be accessible to all and created the first child-friendly coding school in the UK. She was named the 6th most influential BAME tech leader by the Financial Times and was a founding ambassador of the 50-50 pledge, which works to ensure an equal share of men's and women's voices are heard at the top technology industry conferences. Very cool.
Wow. That's really cool. Like, and this is the thing. There's
people out there.
People out there. Like, we actually need to. The thing is, like, because I understand that there's a lot of networking events. There's a lot of like awards that people can apply for, nominations for different things, right? But I mean, if we're not seeing it, is the person that's interested in this seeing it as well? Because it's okay, like, you know, having products in here, there and everywhere, but who is it actually reaching, or where is it reaching, or is it because we're just not in that field?
Exactly.
So the next one I have is Mae C. Jemison, who is an engineer and former NASA astronaut. She was the first Black woman to ever travel to space. She's written books chronicling the challenges facing women of color in STEM fields.
So my next one is Donna August. She was the first African-American woman to enter the doctoral program in computer science at Carnegie Mellon. While working at Apple Computer, she led a product team that was awarded 3 patents for work on the Apple Newton personal digital assistant, a forerunner to the Palm Pilot. After the sale of her company, Freshwater Software, August became president of her own non-profit organization, Leave a Little Room Foundation. The organization works to improve education and infrastructure in communities around the world.
Awesome. Sounds great. I mean, I love this because we haven't spoken about who we're going to speak about either. So we get to hear like some really cool stats and some cool things that people are genuinely doing on an everyday basis that you just don't know about. Cool. So my final one is Aisha Bal, who's the CEO and founder of STEM Board and STEM Lingo Co., where she's been able to build a 7-figure business. And she used to work at NASA. Everyone told her not to quit NASA, but she went ahead. Yeah, she went ahead and she did. She's a global STEM speaker and tech entrepreneur. And really what I loved about this product is that she's making tech easy and making tech and coding accessible to all. So while she was working at NASA, what I really liked as well is that she created a tour inside the NASA facility for kids so that they could be inspired and learn as well. And she went on and created STEM Board and used a percentage of that money to invest and create educational programs for disadvantaged students. So in regards to her product STEM Lingo, it's a kit which includes video support and is self-paced as well to allow students to learn about STEM at home, which I thought was incredible. Wow. Her next steps is to scale the Lingo platform to make it accessible for schools as well as educational programs. And you can also buy, I think I'll drop it into the description as well. Definitely. You can buy and donate a kit to 2 organizations as well. So you can either buy it for yourself or donate it to some other camps, I think they were. Really what I loved about this is just like how someone has truly taken what they are good at and given back as well. But I really think like to increase women in STEM, it's all about breaking down the barriers, making it fun and making it accessible for everybody.
Definitely. And you know what's crazy is I didn't know anything about engineering when I was in school. I went to an all-girls school. You never heard about it. Yeah, science probably, but no, never. If I had known about engineering when I was in high school, I would have gone in and done it 100%, because a lot of the stories like I was reading about people saying they used to take things apart, that was me as a kid. I would unscrew everything, lay it out, figure out how it works and put it back together all the time. But I knew nothing about it. And I don't know if it's just the school because it was an all-girls school. I don't know, but it's frustrating. But I'm glad to see now it's getting more and more out there. And then there's programs such as this and kits to educate people that it is an option and it's fun as well.
Like, I absolutely loved but hated science. Like, I was good at biology. That was just natural. Hence why I went into sports science, because it just came quite easy. But I really did love parts of chemistry and parts of physics, but I didn't gel with the tutor either. Do you get what I'm saying? And again, it was like all mainly just white men that were teaching us science, very boring, you know what I mean? But like when I got into university and when I started doing like my dissertation, I did molecular and cellular stuff and I wanted to go into research. I was proper gassed over that. It was so good, but again, like the price and everything, like cost of studying, etc. It was like you have to have a PhD and all this type of stuff to get what I'm saying. So it's not that easy to go through with it. So hopefully now they're making it and addressing those barriers as well.
Yeah, definitely. And like you're saying, sometimes it's not always something you realize you enjoy. And that leads nicely onto my final person, who is Maryam Mirza, I think I'm pronouncing it right. So she was the first woman to win the Fields Medal or the Nobel Prize of Mathematics, basically. It's the equivalent. She got her PhD at Harvard in 2004. She was born in Iran, and she was a mathematician and a professor of mathematics at Stanford University. Her award-winning work in pure mathematics is characterized by her original thinking and a curiosity that sets her apart from everyone else. Maryam's prestigious Fields Medal win was an extraordinary moment for women in mathematics research that she says is a sign of change to come throughout her field. And leading on from what you're saying, she grew up wanting to be a writer, and then she just kind of fell into it and realized she had a passion and she was good at mathematics. And to be the first woman to win the Fields Medal is incredible, and it's the equivalent of the Nobel Prize. It's amazing. Unfortunately, she died. She had breast cancer. But you know, she's left an amazing legacy behind, and another inspiration for everybody.
That's incredible. It's funny, like when you said about pure mathematics and that, and I think it was Aisha Bal, when I was looking at her Instagram, and like she's standing next to a board, and it's just got all these like symbols and all this equals, all these things, and I was just like, you see all that? You see all of that. It's incredible though. It's clever. Yeah. Like coding, people that can code and everything is just
100%.
Yeah, it's top notch, mate. Them people
top notch, mate.
Yeah, top notch, mate. They're clever, so but yeah. Awesome. So I think that draws us to an end of this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've been your girl Bex.
And I've been Carly. We'll definitely drop in the description some different sources that you can go to, because there's information out there. And we want to make sure it's accessible to you as well. So thank you very much for tuning into this week's episode, and we will see you next week.
Peace.